evening, everyone. It's Friday night. I just finished a very long week of teaching. There were a few comedy of errors, and I'm sure there will be a lot more. I am walking home. It is about a 10-minute walk from school to my apartment, and I figured tonight I would give everyone an apartment tour and specifically talk about how I have downsized my living space, and I'm much happier for doing so. Here we have the outside view of my apartment building. It's super cute. This is definitely a quieter street, and as you can see, there are some cars there, some big buildings. Again, I am in a city of about 1 million people, which is actually considered a small city in South Korea. And the other interesting thing that you see is that everybody lives in an apartment. Nobody really lives in a house because there's just no green space. The apartments in Korea all have keypads. It just makes life a little easier, and it's definitely a lot more efficient. Therefore, the only thing you need to remember is your 4-digit code and no need for a key. So hang on, let me get myself in.
비밀번호 4자 출입문을 열었습니다.
Ta-da! I love that. I feel like I'm about to go to the mothership. So I'm walking up my stairwell. I am on the 2nd floor, which makes life easy. I'm very happy that I'm not on the 1st floor. That would kind of suck. It's just my thing, a little neurotic around things like that. And once again, there's another keypad, which makes my life easier. So let me do what needs to be done and get me inside. Welcome, we are now inside my cute little apartment. And the first thing I tend to do is take off my shoes, as it's customary in South Korea to not wear your outside shoes inside. I then change to my little house shoes. Whoops, there you go. My cute little slippers that I have here. And if I was organized, which I usually am, I'm just lazy. It's been a long week. I put my shoes in here. Voila! You can also see some odds and ends that I brought from the US, such as hair dye. I need to point this out because, you know, I'm in the land of quote-unquote beauty, and at 46, the gray comes sooner rather than later, and I bought a bunch of organic dye because I just did not know what I would find here. And honestly, I still don't know. There's so much stuff and there's so many products, and a lot of these stores, when I walk in, I get such a headache because there's so much perfume. But I will find out if I can find organic dye. And yes, I did bring my Wonder Woman lunchbox, and yes, those are my Trader Joe's mints. I am so addicted to these, and I did bring a year's supply. That's what I do. Alrighty, now I am buzzing over to my teeny tiny kitchen, which really serves its purpose. You know, I will speak as I show you. This is pretty straightforward. I splurged on a blender in an attempt to eat healthier. I will start making smoothies, and I found some avocados in a local grocery, which made me really happy. And this is a 2-burner stove. This tends to be very typical of Korean apartments, and I find it very efficient. Simple, gets the job done, and in order to make sure that it stays on and we are safe, the gas must be turned on and off. So yes, my first attempt at being a minimalist is dealing with a kitchen that is pretty small, and I love it. Over here is my laundry area, which is so much bigger and 1,000 times better than what I had in San Francisco. It is free, that's right people. No longer do I, as a renter, have to deal with coin-operated or schlepping to the laundromat situations. It's a pretty big washer, and many Korean apartments do not have dryers, so yep, look at my hot mess over here. Messy clothes, but clean clothes, so it is all good. I will then take everybody over to the other room. Yes, technically I have a 1-bedroom because I have a door But as I mentioned, or I think I mentioned, the apartment, I don't know, it's maybe at most 400 square feet. And it came with a television, which I wasn't really looking for one, but now that I have one and I found out that it has CNN, and being that I am such a news junkie, CNN has replaced my addiction to NPR. Alrighty, so we have a stand here where I have some odds and ends. I have my guidebook because since I am so obsessed with travel, some people actually read for pleasure. I read to plan trips. So I have my Korea book, and I'm sure I will be buying a lot more over the years or wherever my time here takes me. I have this sign here, which I really love. I brought this with me from San Francisco because it's just a very cheesy but affirming affirmation. Yeah, I like that. It's an affirming affirmation, so I'm keeping it with me. And I came over here with maybe 3 suitcases, and honestly, I feel like I took too much because I have a lot of stuff for 3 suitcases, and of course I've had to buy a couple of things. Now the suitcases serve as a nightstand, which I find very, very efficient. And yeah, as I mentioned, 3 suitcases in a lot of ways feels like a little bit too much. I'm really digging this idea of less being more. You know, I left a beautiful apartment in San Francisco, which most people would, you know, think I was nuts for leaving, as it was rent controlled. But the irony is, the rent controlled apartment was probably 4 times as much as what this apartment is, and I am able to save at least 3 times as much to what I was making in San Francisco, and I'm making a significant less amount than what I was making in San Francisco. So you do the math. This, honestly, big picture wise, downsizing has been really good for me. I have this little area here with my clothes. It's super simple. It's not sexy at all, but I really don't care. I'm not here to like live in my apartment every day. I'm here to live life, which means getting out and about. And hence I have my little affirmations and lovely, lovely mementos here. Definitely want to point out the Papa Smurf, which is in honor of my late father, who I called Papa Smurf. And here is Grandma Pearl Atlas with Grandpa Jack Atlas. Atlas, of course, means map, but, you know, it's also some love that I give to my grandparents, especially my sassy, very, very spirited grandmother, which, honestly, to this day, she's been the love of my life. Alrighty, now let's go over to the, the baño. It's funny, sometimes I find myself trying to practice Spanish, and I'm like, wait, I am in an Asian country, not a Latin country. I do stupid stuff like that. Alright, maybe it's old age, I don't know, but I tend to get confused sometimes. Anywho, this is my shower. So exciting, it is a shower head. Yep, this is very standard. This is a classic Korean bathroom. Simple, it's just a shower head, but honestly, the pressure is amazing. It is so much better than what I had in California. And the floors tend to get pretty gnarly. Maybe it's because I share the shower with the bathroom, with the toilet. So I have shower shoes. Yes, I have dorky shower shoes. I also wanted to point out the heating system. That's very common in South Korean apartments. Here, there are different settings that indicate hot water, floor, which is really awesome. The floor could heat up. Ta-da! And regular heating, turn it on like so, switch the settings as needed. Right now it's pretty decent out, so I'm actually going to shut that off. I tend just to turn it on about 10 minutes or so before I hop in a shower in the morning. This is an intercom for when I have people buzz at the front door. I can answer it by saying 안녕하세요, which is hello in Korean, but then that would be stupid because then people would start talking to me in Korean. I'd be like, I have no idea what you're talking about. So, thank you for taking the 5-cent tour with me. Let me close out by reminding everybody to pause and really do you and do what makes you happy. At this stage of life, I am really beyond excited and pleased with how this decision to recalibrate and downsize has been working for me. And I wish the same for everybody else. So, peace out. Oh, my Hands look cold and sickly. Let's try this again. Peace out. Now they look really cold. Anyway, my hands are healthy, I promise. Peace out, and I look forward to talking with everybody again soon. Bye.